Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Missy. Thanks for joining me again for another layout. This one's for the Hip Kit Club, and it's my fourth layout using the 2015 Hip Kits. And I'm going to scrap these two fun pool pictures of my little girl getting splashed. And I'm going to make lots of bright, fun, summery colors with some mixed media here. So what I've done is I've taken one of the crepe paper pattern papers, and I cut the word splash really big across the center of that paper there, and it's still on my Cameo cutting mat, and I'm going to do all my mixed media work before I pull it off the mat. So I'm just using some white gesso here with an old gift card, and I'm just smudging it all over the place. And when it dried, it did warp the paper just a little bit. You can see it there, but in the end, it doesn't matter. It straightens out and everything works out okay. So I got this new palette of watercolors from Michaels not too long ago, and they're pearly and iridescent. They weren't that expensive, $5 or $6 I think, and I used my coupon. So very, very excited about trying these for the first time. And when they dry, they're super shiny and pearlescent, very, very pretty. So I'm just giving them a try here with the plastic packaging technique and some splatters. I was very, very pleased with how this turned out. And I use a couple of different shades to make that teal color there. But you can see how it's really shiny. Very pretty. So now I'm going to use the Avery Elle ink pad that comes in this month's color kit. And I just stamped it onto the plastic and added some water. And I'm going to use it kind of like I just did the watercolors, except I'm just going to come in with some splatters. And this yellow is really pretty. When it dries, it's very soft and pale, which I love how that looks with the teal. And my advice, if you're going to do multiple colors like this, is definitely make sure each color is dry before you start putting in the next color, because they will mix, unless you want them to mix. Just depends on the colors that you're using. Now I do want some bright yellow splatters, so I'm going to use the Dylusions that we got, I don't remember which month it was, but it was a few color kits ago. Very, very bright. And when Dylusions go on the page, that's exactly the color that they are when they dry. They're very bold and bright, which I'm sure most of you know that. I know most of you use the Dylusions. So I want to create a pretty orange color, so I add the other ink, the reddish color ink from the color kit with the yellow, and I add a little bit of Dylusions, and it makes this really pretty reddish orange color, more of a melon salmon type orange. And I'm just going to splatter it on. I do a lot of splattering here, and this looks kind of dark when it's wet, but when it dries, it's really pretty. It's much prettier in person than it is here, but it dries really light. And I think the color turned out really pretty. So now I'm going to use more of the pink color because I want to add a little bit of pink. And you can see that the paper is still kind of warped, but it's okay. It'll straighten out once I'm finished with it. I want to add a little bit different colors of blue here. So I use the Mermaid Lagoon. I believe that's from the May kits. And again, I just stamped it onto the plastic, sprayed some water, and I'm just splattering it down. Use my famous Subway napkins there. I highly recommend Subway napkins for dabbing your paint up because they're thin and they work really nicely. And you can get them free when you eat at Subway. So there you go. And I just keep coming in with the different colors until I get the end result that I like. I just wanted it to look kind of splashy because my pictures are about splashing. And my title says splash, so I wanted it to kind of look like splatters of water. I didn't want to waste that, so I do just smudge it on and then dab it away. And now that it's dry, I'm going to start to peel away everything from the cutting mat. And it did cut all the way through, but since I put the gesso on there and everything, I had to kind of really work at the letters. For some of them, like this S here, I could not find the edge. I had to pry it up and kind of really punch through it with my fingers, but you know, nothing ripped or anything. It just I had to work at it for a little bit to get the letters up. But I really love this technique, and now I have you know, the empty space where the letters were, and then I also have the letters already decorated for another project if I want to use them for something else. So I don't record the whole part of me pulling this up, but that's the final project, and I think it turned out really neat. It was the first time I tried a really large die cut title like this. So I play with the papers of which ones I want to use to back the letters with, and I kind of use a couple of different ones, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to do, you know, all the same paper behind it or mix and match, and I finally decided to mix and match. So I used some of the yellow, some of the orange. This is a really fun and easy thing to do. It looks complicated, but it's really not. It just takes time. It depends on how much time and energy and effort you want to put into the page, and it depends on the look you're going for. So I skipped along. As you can see, I'm on the last letter, and I use various papers, and that's one of the Project Life cards that I used to back the H with. Excuse me, because I wanted a lighter shade of the blue. And that's where my pictures are going to go. I put some vellum under there that comes in the cardstock kit, and then I'm going to layer one more piece of pattern paper under there just for a little bit of interest. I always have to have something behind my pictures. I don't like to just stick the picture directly onto the paper with nothing behind it. I don't know, there's no rule saying you have to do that. It's just kind of what I like to do, I guess. And I did use that beautiful Simple Stories ombre paper to back the L and the S. I didn't want to cut it because it's just so beautiful, but I've already created a layout with it, and so I thought, just do it, just cut it, it's okay. So I did. And I added some gold stitching underneath the word splash, and I was inspired to make this by that chipboard word splash. We got a whole pack of those word thickers in the kits this month, and I wanted to use more of them, and so I thought, you know, I have a lot of splashing pictures of the girls in the pool, so that was going to be my focus for this. And now I'm just going to play around with the embellishments here. I'm going to do several layered together here at the bottom, as well as adding in some tangled thread there underneath that title. And I do have to go back in with glue and glue that splash down, just because they don't stick that well when there's gesso and mixed media behind it. It's just the stick factor doesn't really work that well. So I have to glue it down. That's a Fancy Pants tag, and I've really loved working with those this month. The colors are fabulous, and I love the fact that there's already string in them. I love those chipboard words. They're so pretty. Now this Project Life card, I love it, and I wanted to use it for my very first layout, but it just never worked right. And so now I'm going to take it and I cut it out, and I used my craft knife to cut more of the J in June so I could overlap it onto that picture like that. And I replaced that, instead of using the sun, I used the June with a yellow circle instead, because it kind of looked like a sun, and these pictures were taken in June, so I thought, you know, I need to use that. And I really like how that turned out. More thread, more thread. This time I'm using the teal color. I don't realize that I take so long to wad thread up. I don't know. Why does that take me so long sometimes? I'm OCD. It's just thread, right? All right, so these silver, no, that's not silver. Hello, that's gold. Fun word. Those letters come in the crepe paper ephemera. And I've been wanting to use more gold this month, so I'm going to use those. I'm going to stick down a couple of these cute Evilicious wood veneers, and then here I'm going to use more gold. I hadn't used these Freckled Fawn stars yet, and they're adhesive. Super cute and super sparkly. So I'm going to use a couple of those to make my 3 points of gold around the page. And then I'm going to use that sticker sheet, the crepe paper sticker sheet, and I think that's in the Project Life kit this month. I just used several stickers here and there. There's so many to choose from. The colors are awesome, as always. I think summer pictures are my favorite to scrap. I don't know. I just love making bright, summery, sunny pages. I'm going to use those little alphas there to make the date. And now it's just little odds and ends. I have the bulk of the design finished. I'm so glad we always have these Evilicious wood veneer. They've been in the last several kits, and they're just so cute, so versatile. So I'm going to add in a couple more little things here and there. I do go back and add a little bit more stitching with the gold thread, but it's not a major design element. It's just little things to add, I guess you could say. I stitched through that little red at the pull piece. I think I've already done it. I always do that off camera, so my sewing machine doesn't really reach under my camera. So I'm going to add a little bit more splatters, this time gold color shine. And then I'm going to come in with these crepe paper enamel dots. And I think that's the last thing that I do. Oh, wait, no, I have journaling to do. Always save that for the end. So I'm going to make myself some straight little lines there. T-square ruler. I got that at Joann's. Actually, I think I got it from Joann.com. And it was only $2 and change. Very, very good investment. Pretty cheap. So that's my journaling, and I think that's it. Except for the date stamp. Even though I already used stickers for the year, I'm still going to put the day there. So that's the final page. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you to all my subscribers and all of my new subscribers that have just joined. I appreciate you so much. And if you're interested in any of these kits, you can visit hipkitclub.net. There's so much to choose from. The July kits should be coming out very soon. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.